Take the journey into the unknown with SNX Radio as we delve into the enigmatic world of UFO sightings and extraterrestrial abductions. Join us for conversations with leading experts and individuals who have encountered these otherworldly beings, uncovering secrets about their experiences, contact stories, and the profound implications for humanity. Listen as we reveal the incredible narratives of those who have undergone alien abductions, shedding light on the psychological and spiritual impacts of these encounters. Explore the depths of consciousness and spirituality as we discuss how these experiences may connect us to something greater beyond our understanding.
Lights in the sky, flashing bright tonight. Call a UFO, taking flight out of sight. From the stars above, beaming down that glow. Alien party, everybody know. Heart beating fast, feel the energy rise. Hands in the air, reach up to the skies. No gravity here, we're floating free. Coley, come dance with me.
Spinning past midnight, static sparks on the chrome. Name lights up on the backlit glass, coldly calling you home. Signal in the sky, little blip on the black. Every meter in my mind, redlining on the track. I can feel that home in the bones, in the glow. Every beat says run, but the rhythm says go. Are you ready for the lift off? Are you ready for the spin? When the unknown pulls you closer, do you finally dive right in? Calling you at SNX Radio. Take the journey into the unknown. Turn Numbers raise the clock, neon blur in my eyes. Every corner that we cut draws a map in the night. I don't need a map, I just follow the tone. Every switch, every flick is a door to the zone. Are you ready for the drop now? Are you ready for the spin? When the night cracks wide open, let the strange light pour in. Coldly UFOs and X-Radio. Take the journey into the unknown. Turn it up till the speakers blow. We're chasing shadows, never alone. Coldly UFOs and X-Radio. Feel the future under your skin. Every heartbeat out on the floor is a countdown. Hey baby, tune in. Close your eyes, let it scan you. Every thought, every code, every scar. We attune to the same strange channel. Every heart like a distant star. Hey, so run with me through the glitch and the glow, where the dial never finds the end. If we're lost on this wild transmission, then get lost with me again.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of SNX Radio. I'm Coley, as you probably already know. So I want to just thank everybody for being here tonight. As you know, I drop in the link live, so that's why if you're new and tuning in, I do that lengthier intro. It's just to put as many people in front, or my guests in front of as many people as I can. So before I get started, I just wanted to, again, Kurt, W75, so nice to see you in chat. And Don, welcome. And yeah, great to see you. We're definitely building some people up here, getting everything all connected. Sometimes there's a little bit of a lag, but yeah, I hope everybody's having a fantastic fantastic Sunday night. And the end of the weekend, and nowhere else more perfect to be but here. So tonight, hey Benno, tonight I have a really exciting guest, and I begged for his forgiveness before we started this because I don't even know as if I should pronounce his name correctly. But I said I apologize. I do this equally with the English language. I slaughter it from time to time. But yeah, he's absolutely amazing. There we go. So everything shuts down. Anyway, he's an author. He actually sent this fantastic book, and it was so cool. I got it, and he actually wrote a message, and it was really cool. It took the time and energy, and I started reading it, and I was like, this is absolutely brilliant. So he's gonna come and really connect a lot of dots and really tell his story. So I'm really excited to have Giuseppe Garufi. You know, we're gonna just bring him on right now. And I was 90% there, and I just regressed. I know. Can you tell everybody your name?
The name is Giuseppe Garufi. It's a difficult name, you know. Italian, we love difficult names.
You're being kind. You really are. Hey, Bigfoot Fidesz, you really are. I said, but I do this. For some reason, it just is not my strong suit. I got to get out of some of that slang, but yes. So why don't you go ahead and, tell the audience, I'd like to leave that part up to you, tell them who you are and what you do, and I guess why you do it.
Well, I'm Italian. I was born in Italy. I left Italy when I was 30 years old. I spent 10 years in Venezuela. And during the time in Venezuela, I was working what actually would define here in the United States lobbyist with the Defense Department of Venezuela. I was there for almost 10 years until, I was there also for the time when Chavez tried to take the power with a coup. I was there that day. Still remember now that it was about, I would say, the 5 o'clock in the morning when I hear airplanes breaking the sound barrier, and were Mirage and F-16. I was living pretty close to the base, and they were going to Caracas to bombing La Casona, which is where the president live or used to live. Now he's here in the United States. But anyway, so I spent there 10 years. I used to work with a lot of this military over there and selling whatever they were looking for, especially with the airplanes, the different systems that they used to have there. They still have. They have F-16, they have Mirage, they have different kind. So when I saw what was happening, it was something that in my head told me it's time to just leave. So I left when Chavez was in jail, and I went to Italy for a little time. It was about probably 5 or 6 months, and that time just made me realize that I was still Italian in passport, but I wasn't Italian in my head. My life was totally changed. So I had two choices: stay there and force myself, or looking for something bigger and better. In my dream, always since I was a kid, were the United States. The United States was always my dream, my goal, my target. And so I decided to take a risk, take a chance, come to the United States, start from scratches because I didn't know anybody, and trying to build a new life here. I think it was the best choice I've made in my life because United States is not just an opportunity. It's a big country. It's the best country that actually exists in the entire world. I can tell you because I must have visited all of it. I believe in this country. I believe in people. And I love this country. I will give my life for this country. So when I became an American citizen, this was back in 2016, something happened that I didn't expect. I was just in a lane, just an immigration, and somebody comes to me and say, "Do you speak English?" I say, "Yes." "Can you read English?" I say, "Well, I think so." So they brought me in a room. Nobody was there. They put me on a stage, and they told me, "Well, you're gonna read this, and people are gonna just repeat after you." I say, "Well, what?" So basically, I was swearing everybody that day to become, with me, American citizens. And I still remember the day like it was today. That was the happiest day in my entire life. Becoming American means everything for me. It was a dream, today is a reality. And thanks to this country, I achieved everything that I could not achieve if I was living in another country. So when people talk something about this country and insult, whatever, listen, even in the bad moment, this country is even better than any other country in the world. So I am very proud of it. And here I am.
Well, that's so amazing to hear your appreciation for that, because I think that we kind of lose grip, especially of that. But really, to hear that from you, that should be we should all feel like that. We really should. With a lot of the opportunities that we have, it's just like with everything going on. But I appreciate that you said that.
Well, that's the reality. This country is a lot more than cars and buildings. It's the people. People are. If you don't know Americans, you cannot talk about Americans. I know Americans. I live here, and I feel American. I have a passport now. Let's say that. So I mean, that's why at this point, I mean,
Well,
definitely.
yours, absolutely, absolutely. I think that's absolutely fantastic. I do.
So that's it. So the story, when I come here, I had to start from zero. I did everything I could possibly do because I didn't know anybody. So when you go to a country that you don't know anybody, you have not that much money. I had certain money, of course, but still you have to start from zero. And that's what I did. And it was like going step by step, up and up and up. I never stopped. And nobody can stop me. When I say that I will go someplace, you can bet it. You can put your money in the bank. I will go there. So this one with the book came in a strange way. I mean, I had some experiences that were my own experience, but just by themselves were not enough. When in 2016, something in the United States happened after the Chinese balloon that we shut it down. There were several sightings. If I remember, there were like 4 or 5. One of the most important sightings was in over Canadian territory. At that time, the government from Canada called United States, called NORA, that is the one that actually controlled the aerospace. And what happened was that the government of Canada asked to intervene and intercept that system, that aircraft. Well, they were not talking about aircraft. They were talking about balloon that then at the end they defined like a metal balloon. Personally, I've never seen a metal balloon, but especially flying, but that's the way that it was described.
Oh, Lord. So, yeah. That'd be a new one, a metal balloon.
Right. So 2 airplanes from the United States actually take off. They intercept this system over Canadian territory, but then they move to over American territory. It was on the Lake Urok. And at that point, President Biden gave the order to shut this, whatever it was, down. So the F-35 shoot this system down. Looked like the system went down on the lake, but nobody said anything after that. So the question where actually this system is now and what it was, nobody gave any information. I remember Rubio in Congress, he was also asking, but not even Rubio could have any answer. So at the end, nobody said anything. Well, at this point, I have a story. I have my personal experience plus this. So something happened in my head and say, okay, I think we have everything. So I went to my computer and I started writing. But after these 2 episodes, I mean, I didn't have a real story. So what I'm going to write? So I was me and my computer and asking myself what is going to come next. At that point happened something very unusual. It was like suddenly from nothing, my head was receiving some kind of, let's call messages, but I don't want people thinking that this is just a BS, because in reality it's not. It's something that like was coming to my head, and at the same time I was receiving these messages, I was writing. Not 100% right, because I mean, I repeat, my English is not exactly 100% perfect. So at that point, I started writing in my language, original language, which is Italian, and then translate into English. But even then, that is not enough. I need to adjust the form. At that point, the most important part of this book was my great partner in life, Sandy, that is also part of the book. And she made all the correction that the book need. So
That's
the message,
amazing. Yeah, I
yeah,
was telling you behind stage. I said that was cool. I saw that she had gotten in and she was posting on Facebook. I thought that was
no,
very cool.
because she speak Giuseppe. That's how she say. Because so my English is particular English. So she after so many
That doesn't.
years,
I feel better
yeah.
about
So
life right
after so
now.
many years, she understand me even when I am not exactly 100% understandable. So she made this book happening. And when the book is out, and I still said, I don't know about this, because she was telling me that the book was a great book, was a good book, and I still didn't believe it because I am not a writer. And I told her, I said, Sandy, I understand, and I really appreciate what you say, but I recognize that I am not a writer. And at that point, she told me, well, you are now. I still remember this. And that gave me the confidence to go forward. So the book didn't become real by any means easy, because I don't have the background. I didn't know anybody. So I had to do this from scratches and go step by step until it became reality. Now the book is there. People are reading. People are telling me that actually is a good book. I still don't believe it, but at a certain point, I mean, I have to
It's
accept them now.
fantastic. I haven't, like I said, I didn't want to get too far into it without hearing your story because I didn't want to shape my own story around it. But you have a way of colliding like reality with a soothing, part of fiction, but you can clearly, like, the message does not get lost. It
But
makes you think and wonder.
because one part is what happened to my life in real life, real experiences, and the other part is the one that actually is like I received. So mixed together become a reality itself based on something that really happened. The other one is just the fictional part. But at a certain point myself, I don't know where the fictional finish, start, and the other one is finished. So it's all mixed together. But there is a message. There is a message because during these meetings that these scientists, scholars, experts, they in these discussions they are having with this entity in this base number 63, they got there with the idea that they are experts. And this entity showed them that in reality they don't know anything about anything. So it's like when we think we have all the answers, and the other part change all the questions. At this point, we have nothing. So the book is to make people reflect, to make people thinking the way that we are actually conducting our lives, and see if eventually we can just readjust, reset. Because if we don't reset by ourselves, we are going to be reset. And that is not going to be nice. So
No, I say that too. I'm like, if you don't make those decisions and those choices for yourself, you're not going to like how they do it. You're not going to like how it happens. You won't. That's definitely true.
it's exactly this. So the book is, it's just, what can I say? It's just a suggestion. It's just a way to make people thinking. And if they start thinking, they are going to asking questions. And if they're asking questions, they are going to probably overpass fear, because most of the time we make wrong decisions. It's because we decide based on fear. And that is the key to disaster.
That's so true. I don't know if you noticed in my intro, but I'm like, what everything amounts to, it's all about fear. It's all about that control and that grip that it has on people. It changes that fear and letting that prevent or keep you in place it's a trap, it's a continuous trap.
The book is okay. In this base, basically, as I said, there are people convening from different sectors, different specialties.
Yeah.
We have doctors, we have engineers, we have astronomers, we have theologists, and one of the main character is somebody that is very close to me, because the character is Alessandro Raimondi, which is born in Sicily, Italy. I have to say Italy, because if I say Sicily, they're going to feel offended, because they say, well, Sicily is part of Italy, even if certain people think Sicily is not. Well, we are Italian. I am Sicilian. So at a certain point, I mean, this character leaves Italy, and he comes to the United States. He goes to the university. He become a quantic scientist, and his specialty is tied to the speed in space. So his dream is to bring aircraft as far as possible into space in the shortest time as possible. So he is the main character in this book, and together with him, there are going to be other people, and this entity that they don't know in the beginning is in this base is going to answer to the different questions these people have for him. They are going to be free to ask him everything. And what happened is that they will go from astronomy to examine this entity in his body, internal body, and they are going to ask about this universe, and this guy is going to tell them that everything they think, basically, is going to tell straight in their face what you think is true, or you think that you know everything. You in reality don't know absolutely nothing. But it's just a provocation and speculation, because in reality, at the end, I don't want to impose to people certain ideas that the book has. But the idea in this book are just like a provocation, but not because they want to change people's mind. The change of mind doesn't depend on the book. It depends on the people that are reading it. How they will accept it, how they will receive it, translate in their mind, and make their own conclusions. That's exactly what happened in this book, because we are going to talk about situation like the theologist is going to ask about characters like Jesus, God, of course, because these are the questions that we have. We have questions where we come from and the direction where we go. The most important thing that this entity is telling about the future is said that the future depends exclusively on us, because we are people that together are capable of unbelievable things when we work together. But we are extremely destructive when we work as one against the other. I think this moment is actually pretty close to a situation like this, because I think the most important thing is the empathy. And
You're right.
if we lack in empathy, we have no future, because we are going to destroy each other. That's exactly one part. I wouldn't go, in detail of this, because I don't want to take from people the the opportunity to read the book, because I mean, I could go very deep into it, but I'd rather prefer giving just the idea of what actually the book is telling, and leave the people just make their own conclusions.
Right.
But I
But
can tell you the book is, how can I say, it's like a key. You have a door, you have a key. You put the key in this lock, you unlock the door, you open the door, and then it's up to you what you're going to do at the other side. Because once you cross that door, it's going to be your decision. But when you cross that door, it's going to be also your responsibility. Because with the opportunity comes responsibility. And you have to use it wisely.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think I was reading in chat, I was like, I'm like that Generation Xer, it's kind of like it's, but the empathy part is really good. And definitely, it's like we used to say, like, don't confuse my kindness for weakness. It's because I think people do feel like that, because there are people that do prey on that. But you're right, though. We do, as in situations and things over time, especially I've seen like the decay over the past 4 years, and feeling actual empathy for somebody, and not just like annoyance, or I mean it takes a little bit of work. I'm not gonna lie about that.
In certain way, I don't want to go politics, because I mean it's something different. I don't want to.
No, I agree. There's us and a 3%, but there's people who think that there should be fighting, and they're
Yes, I
not.
mean, in my experience, just experience, especially because even if I was in a situation of war, my father was, and of course I had to me it's like an heritage from him, because even if I didn't go to war, the Second World War, I heard so many stories, and so many stories that actually make you see in a clear way what is happening today in this world. So we have a chance to rectify in order to avoid major damage. We are really on time. We are still even on time. It's just up to us. We need to be aware of the risk that if we go in certain direction, we can take. Because once we take a certain risk, knowing the consequences that we can actually have, there is no return. So that's the part. But anyway, the book also talk about this argument about the universe, because especially in the part when the entity is talking to the astronomer, he explained that the view that we have of the universe is just red. That means just one direction. We just see from one point to the end of what actually the instrument that we use to watch into the universe allow us to do. But in reality, we don't see the side, and we don't see behind. So it's totally different situation. So the travels are not just into space, are through dimensions. He explained how these dimensions work. He explained the way that actually people like him, they travel into these different universes. And even in the same position where we are, at the same time, we are past, present, and future. It's like we could watch this world. I mean, it's not I have to, see this clearly. This is not my definition, because this definition was used by J.J. Benitez in one of his books, and he has several. It was the Trojan horse. Unfortunately, this book is not translated into English, but it would be really helpful if there was, because this book is something that can open everybody's mind. So he said at the time that this universe is at the same time past, present, and future, wherever we are. It's like if we think about like pipes, translucent pipes you can see outside. One is the past, one is the future, one is the present. If you can see through this, you will see yourself through this 3 dimension at the same time. But in this case, in my book, it's something that is even more, because it's like you have in the same universe, you cross one door, that door give you another universe at the same time. At the universe is like a folding door that open to another. So it's infinite universe at the same time.
And can you tell people what the book, the saying is the meeting, and then there's a, do you want to tell them what it is that you say then what's after that? It's
excuse me, repeat.
Sorry, when you wrote, let me pull it up. I just didn't want to like quote it incorrectly, the way that you have it written, but the name, you say that like you just wrote it before about let me see here, the meeting, and then some, oh yeah, I see it right behind you. It's right, the some doors once crossed. Yes.
Because not all these doors they have to be opened. Some doors bring you to good places, universe that look like us, better than us. Other bring you in different places that are not supposed to be visited. So you need to recognize this. The entity knows about this, because it doesn't think. He knows that in order to open these doors, it's not like you have a lock that you open like with a key.
Can I stop you though real quick, because I think that the audience really needs to hear this part of it, because the book combines, but you yourself are an experiencer, and a lot of
you need to understand the frequency that the universe work. This guy travel through space, through dimension, using maps that are basically in himself. Inside himself, he has a map. He knows through frequency when actually he is crossing or is close to one door, and the frequency need to be the same that he has with the door, need to be exactly in synchrony with that in order to open. It's not something that just happened, because he said that in order this world to go ahead, we need to control. It's not just a matter of strength. It's not just that I am stronger than somebody else. It's not because I have more money than somebody else that I will pursue what I want. That's the wrong way. The right way, the only way this world will survive, is if people start to be more, they need to be more stable with the way they work mentally. They need to find that peace in their mind that is like psychological peace that provoke an evolution of our brain. And once we have that kind of evolution, we start seeing the different stage, because in reality, it's not more like a door, it's like a threshold. So you say we are very close to the threshold that actually will allow us to go to the next stage, because it is necessary to go to the next stage. Because if we don't find that synchrony with the universe, we are going to be destroyed by the same universe. So it basically is this sense. So this guy, this entity, he knows how travel through this different frequency. He knows how use this frequency to open doors and go to different realities. We don't. So he's trying to teach us the way that we need to start thinking. In the past, they tried several times. We didn't even pay attention, and we keep not pay attention. But we need to pay attention because we are very close to what actually is the end of this world. So we need to be prepared to go to the next stage, because The next stage is no waiting for us to be ready. It's just for us, to go through, but with the right mentality, the right. How can I say? We need to be in the same symphony with everybody in this world. If we go the way that we are right now, we don't go anywhere.
I agree. We're we're stuck. No better way of putting it.
It's a little difficult. It's difficult concept. I mean, difficult to explain in very short time apart. But
No. I get that part. I think, in talking about these doors, and are they doors that you have gone through and crossed through yourself? Is this part of your experience, or is this
No.
part of like how, like maybe you're, do you anticipate it, or is it more like,
it's some kind of anticipation. It's some kind of anticipation. I know I didn't go through.
No. Some people literally, though, I have to ask, because some people say it figuratively, what it's like to go through. And then some people, like in this community, really mean they probably went through that door. So I just have to ask.
We are start seeing this. We are in a stage that actually we start seeing the edges. We are not still prepared, to cross these doors, but they are there. And we are started seeing them. We are started especially feeling them. But we need to be more psychologically prepared. And it's like a work of meditation. Go to the next mental stage that is not the stage that we have now, because now we are just concentrating on what is accumulation. It's just accumulation of money or power or whatever it is. I mean, everybody want to try to show the others that our masculinity, or that we are stronger than you. So, I mean, you have to be under me. That's the wrong way. If the only way is, it's like an highway that go in different direction. There is one way that is the right, and the other one it is the wrong. If we go in these two directions, in reality, we don't go anywhere. We need to go everybody in one single direction. If we go in this single direction, definitely we have a chance, because the book is talking about a planet, Nibiru, and this entity is telling this planet is more like a resetter. So once it's closed, if you are going to be on a spot, you are going to be gone. So it's like a reset. And basically, it's not the first time that this happened. And this happened when we have a reset is because this world wasn't prepared for his arrival. So in order to be to cross this stage, we definitely need to be in a state of mind that allows us to pass the threshold and go to the next stage that is going to be that is going to save us.
So I just had a guest on the other day who said, and he felt, I feel like right along the same lines as you did, but he said about the red planet coming in, and some of the, it will trigger some of these things if we don't, as unify and be kinder and gooder, and just basically, I really feel like I heard a lot of his message right there too. What is your belief on what will happen when this planet comes in, or is, what do you think the catastrophes could be if we don't get our acts together?
The planet, when it comes close to our, is an elliptical orbit that is totally unusual in our universe. So anytime it's close to us, through us, it provokes some kind of change, cataclysmic change. So if we are going to be here, we are going to be definitely destroyed. Now, the question that was actually asked to the entity is, when he say that we are not the first, we are not going to be the last. So he say, at this point, it say we have no proof that there was somebody before us. And he say, no, in reality, it's not this the truth. There is a reality. The problem is that we don't want to see. And there is a more reality at the bottom of the oceans than actually visible on just on the earth, so on the ground. So most of this society that were before us were just absorbed. I mean, during the time and apart, they are just under the ocean. At the end, the part that is emerged from the ocean is a very small part. Most of the part is of this planet is below the ocean. So when it comes, if we're going to be here, if we go to the stage that we are going to be able to go someplace else, and this entity say, we are going to help you to go to the next stage, but you need to be prepared psychologically. You need to have the degree of mentality that allowed you to go to the next. Because if you don't change and you keep be destroying, you are not going to pass this. You're going to be just a void.
That's what cycles you back through here?
Yeah.
Oh, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
Oh, let's not do that.
Someplace else.
Yes. Please, let's get our acts together here because we want off of this. Yeah, I'm. You sold me on this one. You sold me. I agree. This is it. I said there's got to be a way strategically, but maybe this is. I'm willing to try it the way through, but. You're right, though. We do, I guess, in coming together and elevating and getting everybody. How do you see some of that happening? Because we're so just that empathy for one another again, and
we have to understand that we are part of this universe, and we need to be part of the universe and not think that we are alone, because in reality we are not alone. And I would say that we have to see this universe like in musical terms, not like a single note, because we are just a part of a cosmic symphony. So if all together we are on the same frequency, all together start working together for the good of everybody and not just somebody, we have an opportunity to go to the next stage. But if everybody starts just thinking like a single entity, like others are not important, or we are just the most important piece of this universe, we don't really go anywhere.
Yeah, we got to drop those narcissistic traits of
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Especially after I think too, so many people are like, well, no, people didn't feel that and it just creates that, even bigger gap there. So yeah, I definitely, it's nowadays I feel like you have to exercise an element of caution too, but maybe that's where your instincts should come in to play. Like, there's got to be a better way to do this, because
definitely there is a better way.
Yes.
We just working a way we don't want to recognize anything. We just think that amassing wealth and having 4, 5, 10 houses, every house with like 20, 30 rooms inside, and 50 bathrooms. This is what actually makes us happy. That is just material. It will not help us to go to the next stage. Absolutely not. So this humanity has to learn how to work together and not separately. I repeat, it said that we are capable of unbelievable things when we work together, and we are extremely destructive when we work by ourselves against each other. So right. This is basically the message this book has. It's a message. Everybody has the freedom to accept it, thinking, and make their own decision, changing their life in certain way. Personally, I don't want to change the life of anybody. I am nobody to ask somebody to change his life because I'm telling him to do. I am not a priest. I am not a pope. I am nobody. So it's just about everybody. I try. You see, I try always to help people when I can, and and help people when I see they need help. If everybody would do the same, it would be great. The problem is that certain people really don't care about this, because the most important is that I am okay. I don't care about anybody else. That's it. So simple as it is. We need to start thinking in a different way. Now, the book is this message.
So do you think that there's the what are they called? The non-character players, like the people that are here that maybe that don't even necessarily like humanity, and they're kind of mixed in between us? Do you think that there is, something that divides us that maybe is unnatural to the human earth?
The entity itself, the entity's name is Samuel. Okay. So he has this name. I mean, he chose this name. And what he say is that usually they were here before we were here, but they don't change. It's not their job to change this humanity. I mean, this humanity is just walking in certain direction, and the changes are just up to them. Even if in certain moment of history, they put something just to make this humanity go to the next stage. But he is not like imposing. Now, problem is that certain of them are these people that don't want to interfere with us. And there are other that actually they do interfere. So it's the story about angels and demons. In reality, it doesn't, okay, you say nothing of this really exists. But there are certain elements between them that they decide, they saw our weakness, and they are using our weakness in order to pursue their goals. So it's up to us recognize who these people are, and just do certain things or not doing it. Now, he is one that actually is helping us, and he's here. You see, when he is shut it down and decide to talk to us, it's because he decide that is the moment to talk to us. So now it's up to the people that are talking to him, tell his message to the rest of the people on earth. But the problem is that are they going to be listening? Because I can just tell something and people are going to start saying, oh, this guy is crazy. Probably there are people in this moment that are telling this about me.
No, the chat, the audience you're in front of right now is the perfect, most understanding audience. Like they so many of them are experiencers themselves. So many.
That's the message. I mean, the message is very simple. Change your behavior, or you just are gone. You are going to be past. We are here to help you. And I mean, if you have certain kind of evolution, we are going to help you to go to the next stage. If you insist in conducting your life the way that you are doing now, there is nothing to do.
You're going to do another round of 2 on Earth, prison planet Earth. You're going to get stuck here. Should be enough to wake you.
Exactly.
Wake up. I mean, just think of it like it intensifies every round too. So you think this round's bad? You're not going to like the next one. I promise.
No, there are many other passages of the book that, of course, I mean, I really don't, if somebody didn't read the book, of course, I don't want to spoil it. It's like a spoiler alert. I don't want to be there. But the book has a lot of other passages that are really interesting to be read. And honestly, I think it would be the case. I mean, just as a simple curiosity for people, just to take a look. But consider the book like a moment of reflection. No imposition, and no like a provocation. It's just See, maybe this book is an invention, maybe it's a little bit more, maybe it's just a message that somebody else is just sending to you. So you can be receptive, or you can just think that it is just an invention. So and take it for what it is, anyway, for what you think it is. Mine is just a proposition. That's what it is. I don't want people to think that I'm going to try to impose anything or tell them what to do. At the end, everybody does what they think is the best for his life, but the best thing would be do the best for everybody's life, not just ourselves. Because anytime we do something for everybody and we help somebody, in his life is like helping ourselves. Because at the end, what we do for others return in change to us.
Absolutely. Tenfold, definitely. So can you connect some of the pieces on why this topic is so important to you?
It's important because I felt the necessity to tell this story. I felt that if I don't do it, it would be a disservice to something bigger than me. So that's exactly the reason why I did it. If I tell you the truth, I don't even know if the book is selling or many books I'm selling. Honestly, I didn't even pay attention to this. When people ask me, but you probably should check. Really, it's not that what is important to me. It's the message that the book is sending to the people that is important. Then, if of course, at a certain point, I'm going to be just out of job. As a matter of fact, I am already. My Sandy suggests me something that most people say that the next stage for this book would be a movie. I don't know. I was told this several times, and books are not exactly my strength. I don't read many books. I read just what actually is interesting to me. The fact that I am ADD is something that make me doing stuff that other people don't. So I need to be very focused in what I see. It need to be very interesting to me in order to read it, in order to watch it. What I watch is movies. I've seen movies, watching movies since I was born. The first thing that my grandfather did when I was born, my grandfather was the responsible of a movie theater. And I was probably, I don't know, maybe a few weeks or something like this. He brought me to the movie. And since that time, till when I was 16 years old, I went to that particular movie theater almost every night. Sometimes I repeat the watch. I watch a movie, I don't know, several times. The movies is what make me happy. Sometimes my head goes spinning, and the only way that I can find calm in my life, in my head, is going to the movie. So what happened to me is when I am in there, I am sitting in this place. Even if there are hundreds of people next to me, I don't see anybody. It's like I am in a capsule. I am by myself. It's me and the screen. I don't hear anybody else. So anytime I imagine something, I imagine that like a movie, not as a book. The book is just it happened. But what I imagine the story is always for a movie. Now, this book could become a movie, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know anybody. I heard many stories. People are telling me many stories. If it could become a movie, it would be a better way to reach more people. And
you feel like this is your mission here. This message,
yes.
And
Yes.
two, just so that Chad understands and people watching, English is not your first language.
No, and you can hear
No,
because
well,
I know so many mistakes that I do when talking. So
no. But in the you made a really good point when we were talking before the show, how in your mind you have to translate. It's
yes,
going from one language, and then you have to find the words in English if there are any, because it gets kind of, it loses that interpretation
right.
a little,
And then
right?
the last passage is Sandy correct me because she speak my language.
That's good. Yeah. See, I speak my own kind of language too. Like I get that. I do, cuz I need to get better with the slang, cuz I get going on the Midwest comes out, and I have my language of my own, but I have, it's hard to like find, especially like to bridge that gap. But what I
Yes.
hear in your book is that you're bringing all these people of all these different types and categories, and you're having to, oops, I turned my mic off. I apologize. You're having to find a way, or a way they're having to find, I guess, whoever, into communicating this message. And yet you don't want to go too far, and yet you don't want to go. So you're working, and that's what's most important to you.
I don't want to create pressure. I don't want to create pressure. Listen, I am pretty meticulous in what I do and the way that I try to explain myself. And in the book, I try to do my best to be exactly the same. And the message that the book is given to people is to be better than actually we are. And don't be afraid of what actually could be the future. Don't be afraid about being in connection with somebody that we can't explain, because most of the situations we have, especially with UFO, is that we deny because we are afraid. We are afraid to explain. We are afraid because of our mentality in our background, especially religious background, because we don't know how to explain somebody coming from another planet or another dimension, because we don't know how to explain that in relation to God. The book is talking about God. I'm not personally, I don't want to go into that right now, because I want people to read it and try to understand better, in a way better that actually I could explain if I tell them right now.
And
But
you know what? You had an important part of this that I think that they should hear too behind the stage, is that you want people, you feel like this is going to expand their awareness, and that you don't want to tell them what pieces lie where. You want them to get those pieces that are unique to them and interpret that in their way.
yes, because if I say that, it's like imposing my idea to people. I want people just to read and make their own conclusions. Then, if they think that they want to talk to me, I mean, I am available. I mean, my website, they can just email me. They can do whatever they want. If they have questions, I am available. I am not like certain people that were nobody before and now suddenly they become famous and they become untouchable. I know most of this because sometimes I try to connect with these people and they don't even answer. So, I mean, I am not that kind of person. Listen, I have no difficulty in saying my age. Because I'm 69 years old. So if I didn't change in 69 years, I don't think I'm going to change right now. I mean, I am too old to make changes in my life. I am who I am, and there is nothing that can change me at this point, not even close. So I am available to anybody. If somebody has questions, whatever question is, I mean, it can be positive, it can be negative. I am prepared for everything. When you write something, you need to take the responsibility that not everybody will just agree with what you say. So why not? There was somebody like I would say like 25 days ago that he wrote something on Facebook, and he has some doubt about me and the way that I was explaining.
Oh
it.
yeah,
So,
you get those.
So I say, do me a favor, give me your address. I will send you my book, because they didn't even read the book, so he didn't know what I was talking. He wasn't. He thought it was a riddle, and it was just a clue. But so I explained what I was trying to do. I sent a book, and today I don't know that if we are friends, but now he's following me. So I mean, that's the only way you can talk to people. With people, it's not just imposing your ideas. It's trying to make people understand why you think in a certain way. Because if you try to make people understand your point of view, that is the only way that you can make people coming close to you instead of just pushing you out. That's exactly my way. And really, I repeat, I am who I am. I don't change. I didn't change in so many years. I'm not going to change now. Not even if I don't know, if I would sell like 10 million books, I'm still the same Giuseppe Garufi. Born in Santa Teresa de Riva, in Sicily, and living now in Florida. And that's it. That's who I am. I am not a different person.
And when did you get this sense of urgency to get this message out to the people?
Okay, it was exactly, well, it was first of all when I saw this object close to the house. When I talk about parkland in a house, that was a night, and it was like, I would say probably around midnight. I went out of the house with the trash can. Next day would be the trash day, so I just leave this. There was no, in that place there is no that much light. It was just the house light. So the house where I was living at the time, it was just a part of a group of houses. And just behind the house, there was a pool and then a lake. And then next house. So when I turn around and I look again in direction of the garage, I noticed something in the air, but immediately I didn't recognize it. So in a first moment, I thought it was an helicopter. But then, of course, you observe better and you realize that it is not an helicopter. It's something different, because it was something that was just floating in the air with absolutely zero noise, no particular light outside. You just noticed something that was like a grayish green color. It was reflecting its own color, basically. And it was just stable there. It was like 30 feet in the air. Just, I would say, between the pool and the lake. So if I just cross, 20 feet, and I go in just at the pool, I would probably be just under this vehicle. And I have to tell you the truth, I was scared. So I was frozen for a moment because I didn't know what it was. And I was just watching. It was like a matter of 20, 30 seconds. And suddenly I see this vehicle just starting disappearing behind the house. So at the point I ran just in front of the house, going at the other side and see when it reappeared. So I am already there. This vehicle reappeared again, but it just give like a movement like on the side, and a split second just disappear. So when I told this story, people in the house, they started laughing because, that's the first reaction people have. When you say something like this that people don't understand and is totally out of their mentality, of course they think that it is just something silly, something ridiculous, something that it doesn't deserve their attention. Now, I was aware that what I saw was a reality. Other people don't. I reported this event with the Italian ufology center or something. I don't remember exactly. At the time, I had the name of the principal, the director of this center in Italy. Well, the result I gave exactly because I took the format that they have on the internet. I sent a report, a meticulous report of what actually I saw. They didn't even answer. So I would think they didn't pay. They didn't take this seriously, or probably they received so many sightings that really they don't pay attention anymore. But anyway, I still have the report in my archive, but no answer. So this was actually the second time, because the first time is in the book when in Sicily I was driving with my grandmother, and I was returning from the airport in Catania. So I was just coming out of a tunnel of a city, Taormina, that is very famous. I mean, people all over the world usually know this town because it's one of the big deal in Italy, especially in Sicily. It's probably number one. It's where the White Lotus 2 years ago was made, in Taormina. And so I'm coming out of this tunnel. My grandmother is next to me. I was driving a sport car. So basically, instead of be sitting, I was like laying down. I was like in a bed because the windshield was ending right in my forehead. So when I come out, I have two different views, with three, excuse me. A straight highway in front of me, the mountain on the left, and the ocean on the right. And I am in an elevated position. When I come out, I am just in a straight, I'm driving, I would say, I don't know, something like 100 miles per hour or something like this. I drive all way fast. So that's my thing. So at a certain point, I see, let's talk like a military, at 200, I see something that is like a light that just appear, like in something that appeared from nowhere. I mean,
How close were you to it?
Yeah, it was something like a ball that was like red, fuchsia, blue.
What distance were you? Like a mile, 2 miles?
It was on the ocean. It was on the ocean. So it was like a ball, but I would say that I would be like in meter is like 500
like a
meters.
football field, or
let's say 600 feet from there.
okay.
And but the problem is that at a certain point when this ball appear, is flying exactly at the same speed that I am driving my car. And this was for at least 10 seconds. So in 10 seconds, 100 miles per hour, so you are actually driving a pretty long way. The effect on me, I had my grandmother next to me sitting. The effect on me was that I left the steering wheels and I left the control. I mean, so I didn't speed anymore. The car was just going straight, I mean, just without control. Because I was scared, because that stuff appeared from nowhere.
Yeah.
You drive for at least these 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds, but more than like 10. And the same way that this ball appeared, boom, it disappeared.
Was it like I call it the night creeper? Was it like an electrical ball that you saw, like almost?
It looked like something like that. It looked like something, but it was my vision was like a spheric. I mean, it was like a ball, but with all these extremely strong colors. I repeat, it was like red, like a blue.
Like around it? Or was it around it? Or okay.
Yes, but very uniform. And the way that appear, it looked like it passed from one door. This moment is here, the next moment is not here anymore.
Yeah.
So these were the two experiences that I had in my life that are in my book, that actually are the base for the book. But these are the personal. Now, the rest of the book is part of what we spoke before. Actually, we start this, this interview. I don't know from where it came. I just know that I received it. And I know that I had the necessity to write it as soon as possible before I forget it. So
you felt like it was being downloaded to you, and you were writing it as it was coming.
I would say something like that. And in my mind, I saw it like not like a book. I saw it like a movie, because that's the way I see things. So
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And two, I talked about it. I'm like, when you go through experiences like this, there's a really heavy emotional piece to it, and it's through trauma. It doesn't matter which way we look at it. That's how you get there. And I think that that's great that you found that way of doing it and alleviating some of that real heavy, like, abduction, quote unquote, or like, being in that type of experience. So I applaud you for that.
Usually when we see argument talking about UFO, we talk. I mean, everything we see that is somebody who is coming here to destroy us, and then immediately the United States find a way to destroy them. So I am not in that kind of Hollywood stuff. I don't even want to watch those because sometimes okay, just for fun, yes, but I don't think it's serious.
No, but I think they'll try and use it. I think they'll try and use it on the general public, definitely.
Right. So I mean, I repeat, the fact that somebody told me in the beginning, okay, let's have a cover like with a UFO or something like that, I said immediately, this book is not about UFO. This book is putting somebody from this world, talking to somebody that is not from this world, asking questions and having simple answers that can help us to understand better who we are, from where we come, and where we go. This is the message. Now the message is passed. People can just receive it, evaluating, make their own decision, and just behave in consequence. That's it.
Well, what I learned is what it all started for me was too encountering something that I left and I thought I can't. I mean, everything changed, and it wasn't just even that mindset that changed it. It was a whole journey of the awakening, the growing pains of the awakening that you go through. I mean, we were talking about it backstage. I was like, you have to come to the conclusion that everything, or a reality, that everything could be a lie that they've been feeding us, for all these, and we've been digesting it.
But the problem is that we are not prepared to recognize them. And at a certain point, I remember that I was with some kids and other people that are more into religion than actually I am. Of course, I believe, but I am more. I am more used to think than accept what people tell me to think. You see, so I said, everybody think about Jesus, and I repeat, I don't want to go into religion because it's not what I want to do. It's not because it was something that I want. But we always think in terms of 2,000 years ago when Jesus walked this world, in the way that he actually left. This is part of the book. And in this part, really, I don't want to go through because this started something that it's a little more complicated to what we were talking right now. But let's say people say he's going to return. Now, the question is, okay, he's returning. He will return. Are we be able to recognize him? How is going to return to this world? I mean, he's going to come here with an aircraft. He's coming here with a Ferrari. He's coming here with a bicycle. I don't know. He's coming here in what way? So, but the problem is not the way it's going to come. The problem is how we're going to receive him in case. Are we going to recognize this person? And we are going to settle him, or just thinking that he is a charlatan, because that's the way that we see things. When we don't understand something, we just start insulting people or calling names, or just say, oh, this is crazy. So are we prepared for that? The book is asking that.
Yeah, yeah, if you're thinking of everyone and not just our own, part in this, I don't know. I'm having a hard time deciphering, like, who is actually a human here and who's not, maybe sent here to tangle this whole web.
Well, who is here? I mean, they are here. When people say, "Oh, what about when they are gonna come?" They don't have to come. They are already here. They were here before us. The problem is that they don't interfere with us. At least not all of them.
Yeah. And you don't
Problem
want
is-
anybody to hurt them. So you're saying like you don't want to focus on the crafts because that might scare everybody and they're going to try.
No, absolutely not. But the fact that we still insisting that we are alone in this universe, that maybe sometimes somebody was in some part of the universe, but probably already disappeared. This is probably the most incredible lie that we are telling ourselves, because this lie comes from the limitation that we put to ourselves due to the background, especially the religious background that we have, because we are not, honestly, not prepared, so we are scared. And the fact that we are scared may make us deny even things that are in front of our eyes. So if we have in front of our eyes one being like this, we are not probably recognize it, because we are not prepared for that. So if we just bypass that part of scare that actually lead our life, maybe we're gonna do the jump that we need to do in order to go to the next stage.
So how did your life change drastically after you encountered that craft?
In reality, I was into this since I was a kid. One of the things that I remember since I was a kid was one of the movies, The Day That the Earth Stood Still. Remember the movie? It's a very old movie.
What was it?
The Day the Earth
The Earth stood still. Yes.
Okay. I remember that. I was I don't know, I would say maybe 6 years, something like 6, 7 years. And that changed my life, that movie. There was somebody that was trying to explain this world that if we keep doing the way that we were doing, we would be probably destroyed, because we become at that point not just a danger for us on Earth, but we become a dangerous species also for other planets, other civilizations. So the book is basically also telling this. We are becoming, in this moment, we are basically really dangerous, not just for us, but even for others. So this person is coming here not to scare us, but to explain us. If we go in a certain direction, we are going to face the consequences. But the consequences that are based on our action, not somebody else's actions. So there are not monsters coming and start with lasers and shooting everybody and nothing like that. It's just a simple discussion that we are going to have with this entity in a very honest way. We are going to ask questions, it's going to give us answers. And then we have the opportunity to make our own conclusions. If we want to bring these conclusions to people that we interact with, in this case, these people are teachers, theologists, they are people that interact with other people that are very important in this world, it's just up to them. So are they going to have this courage to bring this message, or they are going to think, if I say something like that, people are not qualifying me like an expert anymore, because what I say that is truth, I just realized it's not.
Can you explain that?
Okay. So if I am a theologist, and at a certain point I ask about certain characters that are important for the religion, for any religion, till the moment that I don't talk to this guy, to this entity in this base, I think that what actually I know is the reality, is what actually is truth. But when I talk to this entity, I just realized through his answers that what I believed and the fact that I thought I was an expert, now everything is in discussion. So I realized that I'm not an expert anymore, but I'm going to have the courage to admit this to the people that were following me before, or I just not take that chance and I just say, just stay the way we are. I keep teaching what I thought was the truth because people are not going to be in touch with this entity. So there is nobody willing actually contradict what I say. But in myself, I know that what I'm teaching is not reality. So it's up to them what they are going to do. It's just their decision.
Yeah, and William Knight, he had right on it because you had talked before. He said nothing to fear. Don't get trapped into that fear.
No, exactly. I mean, because at the end, I mean, it's just our history. I mean, it's just a beginning and it's just an end. I mean, it's our life. Our life has a sequence. We're born, we live, we die. There is anything after death. It's just finished. Probably not. But how it changed, what we become after we are dead. We are gonna meet. The question is, because we always say, okay, maybe I'm gonna find again to the other world. We're gonna find my father, my mother. Okay, that's the hope that we have. It's not the reality of the fact. So, are we gonna find them again? Probably not. Maybe yes, in different form. It's going to be in a different way. So this is part of the book too. These questions were actually asked. Answer returned. The universe explained. Also, where questions were asked, answer returned. Now, these people went, that were called in this base, at this base, they went there with their own beliefs, thinking that everything they knew was reality. Now they know that not everything they knew was reality.
Right.
Everything
That's
is
huge. That ego death is huge, and it's
Yes.
so necessary.
Okay, but the problem is, are they gonna have the courage to bypass their ego and telling the truth to the world, or they are gonna prefer, let's just leave the things the way they are? Because at the end,
we got to shake those people up. No, they're definitely going to try and stick their heads in the sand. That's exactly what they'll try and do.
They are not going. If I do something like this, I would be nobody the next day.
You know what? But isn't it crazy? I didn't necessarily want to go and be the UFO kook in my community either, but I did it because it was true and it was real, and I thought I could get myself out of whatever my mission was. And I know they told me I was here for communication and all that, but it wouldn't shake it. But I had that sense of urgency too, to get a message out there. And, I didn't understand it. And I still, every single day, I learn more and more about it, and helps me learn more about myself.
Yeah. I mean, and this is basically now this book. When I started writing this book, of course, I knew since the beginning that the story can be not told in just one book. And so there is a sequence. As a matter of fact, I am right now writing. It's not going to be out immediately, but I can tell you it's not exactly science fiction anymore. Even if science fiction will be just a small part of it, but it's going to be like politic fiction, where this character Alessandro Raimondi becomes something else. He goes into politics, but at the end, he is the guy that this entity choose to bring the message and he's the guy that will bring this humanity to go to the next stage. He asked how he's going to do this, because he knows that he is nobody. It's just a professor. It's just a scientist. He doesn't have the power of convincement for people. So they say that he's not going to be alone. They're going to be there. They're going to assist him. They're going to help him. Now, how they're going to help him? This is part of the book. Really, I don't want to be a spoiler alert, because
no, and I'm trying to separate it as much as I can, because I there's the book, and then there's also your experience with it, and what is not in, and I understand a lot of that coincides between one another. So I'm trying to, because the audience will really connect with that side of you, with the experiencer side of you also, because like I said, there's not anybody in here that is this subject is new to. Everybody in here is, I have the best chat, the best people in chat ever. I really do. I feel very fortunate for that. But they're going to understand.
Very good. Very good. Very good. So basically, this is the book. Most of it.
But you know what? Can we play? I saw on Sandy's page, she had a video about the book, and it kind of explained it.
You mean about the
yeah,
breaking news?
Yeah. Can we play that?
The breaking news was an idea that I had, and one of my good friends is in. I can't. I don't know how to play. I'm not very good with computer. I'm sorry, but everybody can go to my website eventually, because it's www.giuseppegarufi.com, and they are gonna see this video there. So the idea about this video was, as I didn't have any help in promoting this book, and I didn't know anybody. I repeat, everything I did till now is based on my own work, my own strength. And so I spoke to a very good friend of mine that is very involved with movies. He comes and goes from Rome to Georgia, because in Georgia there are the second studios in the United States after Hollywood. Mm-hmm. So he comes and goes. So I spoke to him. The name is Lorenzo, and he lives in Rome. And this guy is honestly a genius. You give him a computer, this guy is capable to change the history of the world. It's unbelievable. So I explained him what I was trying to do, and he came out with this video. He made by, I don't know, of course, AI and different other CGI, because that's what he does. He's working right now in a movie. He's coming here to Georgia probably in days. And
I dropped your link in chat. Do you want me to play it for the audience?
Yes. Why not?
Okay, yeah. So I'm right on the let's see. I'm at right when I come to your main page.
Yes.
So I have the meeting, the author. I'm just trying to find where the video would be.
I know you're better than me in this.
Oh, here, I got it. I have it. So yeah. Let's see here. I just want to get it pulled up, and then I'll go ahead and I'll share the screen with everybody. But yep, I do have it right here. I just want to make sure it's okay. Maybe it's okay. I got it. It wanted me to use my mouse, apparently.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share that screen now. I apologize for the delay.
No problem.
Oh, always something with me, I tell you here. All right. It's never simple. So I got this pulled up right here.
There it is.
Okay, cool. It's up. Okay, awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and you're going to play this. Are you able to see it all? Is it like, is the whole video visible? I'm not able to see it right now. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Right there. Okay, here we go.
There it is.
Good evening. We are live with breaking news of cosmic significance. We are about to witness humanity's first interview with an alien delegation.
I'm fixing the sound here. I don't hear the sound.
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Here is the alien.
I imagine you realize that
And everybody
for
else can hear
humanity,
this, right?
this is the most
Yes.
important event
Okay.
in history. Everything we've discussed will also be published in a book so that every human being can be informed.
I am aware. And the publication of a dedicated book, you might call it The Meeting, to stay in line with today's theme to Krat. I think that would be the best way to inform the people. Your civilization has visited us before. Why this renewed interest in our planet?
Our initial interest was in the planet itself. Worlds capable of developing life are rare in the universe. And among those few, only a smaller number ever reach the stage of complex organisms. Then came something unexpected, the most fascinating event of all. One form of life continued to evolve, Hef, yours. From that moment, we began observing your progress, Alice, not just out of curiosity, but to understand ourselves as well, to glimpse our own distant past.
So you've been here before, yet you left no trace.
Why?
In truth, the traces were left by you. Across all your cultures, even the most distant one, there are marks of our presence and of the encounters we had with your early civilizations. Back then, you perceived us differently. Our medicine astonished you, Side, because you could not understand it. You simply tried to pass on the message in the only ways you could. Now, you are finally capable of understanding.
May we then ask you any kind of question about what we were and how you believe our civilization might now evolve?
Of course, that's why I'm here.
Very cool.
Strange to me to see my face in there.
No, I could for some reason, but I heard it earlier. I could not just but everybody in chat saying they heard it, so that's I don't know why I couldn't hear it, but I was just making sure. But I did.
No, well, this was actually an idea that I had, and as I said, I mean, I spoke to my friend in Italy, and he came out in 2 weeks with this video, and we decided to put it on the website on internet, in order to give an idea about the book, because as I don't have a promoter, I don't have an agent, I basically don't have anything. I mean, everything I did, it was on my own. So that's the idea, to help with the promotion, to explain what the book was about. It's about somebody, I mean, a group of experts they have questions, and they're going to ask this question to somebody that is not from this world, in order to understand better from where we come, who we are, and where we go, and if we have a future. And the answer were given. The answer were received, and now these people have the chance to tell the world the truth, or just to keep the world in the truth they think is reality.
It's pretty powerful. Very powerful.
That's it. And basically, this is it.
So in conclusion, I and I definitely would love to bring you back. Jeez, I did it again. And explore this further. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I got your website put out there. And I really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And for the book, I was very touched by that and your kind note inside. So in conclusion tonight, what would you like to leave the audience with?
The audience is that I would like them to understand that my intention is not to interfere with anybody's life. This wasn't my intention since the beginning. Mine is just a message that it's not even mine. It's somebody want this world to know certain things that this world ignore, and leave this world the decision to follow these suggestions or simply not. But at the end, is our responsibility. We have the opportunity to change as people, as nations, as a world, and this decision is just our decision. Nobody can impose this. And depending on this decision that we're going to make, will depend on the future, not just of us, but of our kids and the future generations. Because if we do something wrong, or we go in the direction we are going right now, not just us, we don't have a future, but we don't leave a future to the people that actually remain after us. That's exactly the message. So
it's definitely our children's world. Definitely.
Yes, it's just a moment of reflection. It's not an imposition. It's not a provocation. It's just we have the opportunity. The opportunity is in our hands. It's our decision what we are going to do and the future that we are going to live. That's it.
Absolutely. And then there was a couple questions. Can I throw those in there for you? Okay. Are you aware of the friendship case in the 1950s? And there's
the friendship.
Yeah, the friendship case. It was ET mass contact in Italy. That's spanned 20 years or so ago.
Really, most of the time I don't even pay them much attention. As I told you, just try to bring the message that I have, and really I don't remember this part that actually they are talking.
They were just wondering if it was legit or not, if you knew about it, and if it was
difficult to say. I don't want to pronounce myself if he is or not, because really I have no knowledge of this. I have no knowledge. When I was in Italy, I never heard about something like this.
Yeah, and then that that happens too. A lot of times we check the media, because the media that you're reporting over there might be totally different than the media we're getting here.
No, definitely.
Sometimes they'll check in.
It is, but no, I have no knowledge about this, honestly. I have no knowledge.
Okay, and then there was one more that I had for you. The door you cross after you pass, I don't know if this is within that. Where does it lead to? Another dimension? Do you think?
Every door bring to a different dimension, but every dimension has infinite dimensions. So this entity is prepared to recognize which are the right doors and cross them, because not all the doors are supposed to be crossed. Because I said in the title of the book, once you cross, they change everything. So when they change that world, it changed every other world behind. It's like it's a chain of reaction. So he knows what to do and where to go. And just to let it go in this way, because sometimes we try to go in reality that don't belong to us, and we don't change just our life, but we change everybody's life. And most of the time, not exactly for the best.
Yeah, I agree, and I like your stance on it, because you're taking kind of what ET does. They don't change, and they don't rewrite our history at all.
That's not their intention to change. It's not their intention. They can just show the way sometimes, but it's our decision where we go. It's just our decision, not their decision. They try to bring us on the right way, but then depend on how we take the suggestion. If we take that in the right way, we go in the right direction. Sometimes we don't do that because we just don't pay attention, and we go in a direction that we shouldn't go.
And then, do you think are the beings going through like these portals also? Or are they coming through here? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So you think, yeah,
They
I'm
just
with you
travel
on that
to
one.
them. They just travel to them.
Okay, and then can you explain too where the entity was that you were talking about in the beginning and in your book, and what it's called, and what it called its people?
I don't understand the question. I'm sorry.
You know how you talked about the entity in the
Yes.
book? You were talking about it earlier. You gave it a name, and it's the ET correspondence was my understanding of it.
Talking about Samuel.
Sam, is that right?
Yes, Samuel is the name.
Okay,
Samuel is
and
the name that he's using to make him recognizable, to the people that he is talking to.
and then can you explain what his role is or who he is in all of this?
It's just a messenger. It's just a messenger.
And that's
that
what
he
you refer
said
to as
was
the
here before you were here, and he's a lot older than actually you could even think about. But he is their body responding a different way than and our body. If you just read the book, you're gonna see their body is inside, even if outside is like us, inside is not. So they bypass several situations that we are not bypassing right now. Their body responded to the illness in a different way. They pass the stage of the cancer because they already gained the cancer. They gained the cancer because they understood was provoking the cancer, and they gain the illness, not with medicines, but with their own brain.
Sure.
Being in a certain state, in a certain, can I say, mental evolution. They understood what was passing, what was happening, as a matter of fact, provoking that illness. This is part of the book, exactly.
Right. And then I did not read the question correctly, I see now. So please ask him where this entity was telling the people it was from and what it called its people.
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. It's just, he said that he was here. He was here before we were here. So basically, we are talking about thousands of years before actually us. He was here when other generations were here and they went extinct. So that's the reason when I say, even the video you just said, when they are asking, you were here always, and they say, yes, we were here always. They were observing, they were studying ourselves. Our can I say? They were studying us. They didn't want to interfere with us, just to help us in certain way to go sometimes from one step to the next one, but without interfering actively, just giving us the clue to go to the next stage, but no pushing us in that. They really don't want to interfere with us. There are going to be others between them that they instead they interfere and they provoke actually what actually is the bad things that we have in this world.
Spiritual Ascension asked, was the entity Samuel?
Excuse me?
They're asking if the entity was Samuel, the fallen angel?
No, it's not a fallen angel.
Okay. That's where there was some.
No, the question about fallen angels is asked, and he is given the answer. He was asking the theologist is asking him about the fallen angels. Okay. He's asking about the archangel Gabriel. Is talking about the nativity. Is talking about the resurrection. And is all there, but he has to read it.
Okay, yeah, I think that I think they were concerned that it was from a fallen angel, so it was important to clarify.
No,
one last question. How many years did it take you to write the book, and how has it been experiencing or researching?
How
long has he been experiencing or researching? Sorry,
it's not about experiencing. The book came like in 1 year. Okay. the experience, they are coming since when I was like, I would say 18 years old. Something even before, but the book came in 2025, and it was published in just in November of 25. This is exactly the time when it was published.
Okay. Well, thank you. I really appreciate everything and you coming on here and, really explaining everything. So, and clearing up some of those questions, but absolutely. And again, thank you so much for the book. And I would love to have you back on when you're ready to talk about it.
It would be my pleasure. Listen, it was a real pleasure talking to you, and I really appreciate for the opportunity, because I didn't have that many before. So I really appreciate everything you have done. And also I say thank you to everybody that was listening to me. And if I said something that somebody thought that was against their beliefs, I really say I'm so sorry, but it wasn't my intention.
No, and I think that too, it was just clearing up some of the language, Barry, like you said, and translating like some of what you may have been, meaning in comparison to, because it can be misconstrued like very easily. Yes. So I love that they ask those questions and they clarify that, because they're very good detectives like that. So,
absolutely.
So it that's all it means. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely.
So. Absolutely. Yeah. So again, thank you so much for coming on, and I will be in touch with you soon. Is there anything else before we go tonight?
No, that's it. But
okay. You did great.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did great. I will be in touch. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so I very much I love the questions, and I apologize from the bottom of my heart, because I was telling Cosmic, I'm like, no, I promise I will get those questions answered, and I had them pulled, and then what did I do? So I wanted to make that right, and I do apologize. That was my bad. And so hopefully I've redeemed myself in some way. But yes, tomorrow night, happy birthday to Daryl Sims. His birthday's today. He's gonna be on with us tomorrow. He had wanted everybody to know that he had some sabotage or something with his internet, and it was down for like 5 days, and they finally got it. He confirmed he sent me a text message earlier that it was back up, and he's super excited to be here. So I will post, because I can't remember. Because we had to reschedule if it's set for 6 or 7, but I'm going to look tonight, everybody, and I will look for my post, because I'll post it on YouTube, on every platform, and let you know. So, yes. Thank you for taking the journey into the unknown with SNX Radio. And again, I am so sorry that I missed some of those questions earlier, right after I told you that's so my style too. No, trust me, I got it, and I forgot. So, yeah. Again, be good to one another. And I do think that, empathy is definitely, even though some of us do struggle, and I'm saying some of us, meaning myself as well. But yeah, be good to one another. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, for the Daryl's interview. I think he's very excited. I think you guys will really enjoy it. So thanks again. And I am out of here till tomorrow.
Take the journey into the unknown with SNX Radio as we delve into the enigmatic world of UFO sightings and extraterrestrial abductions. Join us for conversations with leading experts and individuals who have encountered these otherworldly beings, uncovering secrets about their experiences, contact stories, and the profound implications for humanity. Listen as we reveal the incredible narratives of those who have undergone alien abductions, shedding light on the psychological and spiritual impacts of these encounters. Explore the depths of consciousness and spirituality as we discuss how these experiences may connect us to something greater beyond our understanding.